Hello everyone, welcome to TutorialsPoint. In this video, we will discuss about the next type of tissue system, which is the ground tissue system. The learning objectives will be to describe the general features as well as the components of the ground tissue system of the plants. So, ground tissue system, as the name is suggesting, it is making the ground of the plant. Ground means the maximum area of the plant, which means it forms the main bulk of the plant body. So, main bulk of the plant body is made up of this tissue. It is made up of different types of tissues, right? So, it is mainly made up of parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma cells. So, these are the cells which form the ground tissue, which is the parenchymatous cells from parenchymatous tissue, collenchymatous from collenchymatous tissue and so on. So, now the ground tissue system has different types of components in different organs, right? So, in case of leaf, the spongy mesophyll and the palisade mesophyll cells, these mesophyll cells form the ground tissue. In case of leaf, palisade and spongy mesophyll cells are part of ground tissue. In case of monocots, in monocots, it is the hypodermis and the ground parenchyma. So, these two parts are the components of ground tissue. In case of dicot stem and roots, it is made up of hypodermis, pith, cortex, medullary rays, pericycle. So, these all components combined together, these all portions of the dicot stem as well as dicot root, they join together and then together are called as ground tissue, right? So, different areas are present in different organs of the plant. We shall be discussing these areas in brief here, but in future videos we will be talking individually about everything, the stem, the root as well as the leaf. Now, where does the ground tissue arise from? Can you tell? Yes, it also arises from a primary meristem, which is the ground meristem. We have discussed this also in the previous videos. Now, ground tissue system, the first part, we will just talk about the dicot root and the dicot stem, the components of dicot root and dicot stem. So, first of which was hypodermis. Now, what is hypodermis? Hypodermis is a layer of cells just beneath the epidermis, right? Now, we have studied in collenchyma tissue very clearly that the collenchyma was doing what? Present at the borders, and what it was doing? Providing mechanical strength. So, similarly, hypodermis lying just below the epidermis, made up of collenchyma and sclerenchyma cells, and the function is to provide mechanical strength. The next layer is cortex. Now, the cortex is lying in between and occupying a very large portion below the epidermis. So, it is lying below the hypodermis and above the endodermis. So, it is a layer of parenchymatous cells between hypodermis and endodermis, the two layers of a dicot stem or a dicot root, right? It is made up of parenchymatous cells. So, if it is made up of parenchymatous cells, all the features of the parenchymatous cells as well as the functions of the parenchymatous cells will be performed by the cortex, right? So, photosynthesis will be performed since the parenchymatous cells will have chlorophyll in them. Also, starch grains, oils, tannins, resins, the latex-filled ducts, the latissiferous ducts, all of them are present in the cortex. So, what becomes the function of the cortex? Yes, photosynthesis, storage of the food, the production of the food, the secretion, the protection, and also one more important function, which is pumping of the water to the inner part of the stem. So, the pumping, the main function is performed by xylem, but the radial conduction, this is done by cortex and further medullary rays and all these type of parts of the stem and the root. Next is endodermis. Now, endodermis is a single layer of compact layer in barrel shaped cells. Now, what is a barrel shaped? It is somewhat rectangular shaped cells. So, this is the shape of endodermis cells, right? Now, there is a very special feature of endodermis cells. The endodermis cells on their lateral and the tangential wall, like this, they are made of a component which is known as suberin, right? So, on the lateral and tangential wall, a band of suberin is present. Now, this band was discovered by Caspary in 1866. So, it is called Casparian strip, right? So the specific feature of endodermis is that it has Casparian strip in it, right? Now endodermis, this Casparian bands, they are absent in case of woody dicot stem. So when a dicot plant is herbaceous or green, it has Casparian strip in it, but when it becomes woody, the Casparian strip is absent. In monocots as well as in the leaves of angiosperm, the Casparian band is absent. But in case of woody roots, the Casparian strip will be present. So what becomes a function of endodermis? Now endodermis has this layer of suberin. This is somewhat it allows the passage of water, but it also checks the water flow, right? So excess water loss is prevented by this endodermis. So it is like a water dam. So endodermis behaves as watertight dam. So it checks the loss of water, right? It allows a constant passage. So in particular passage only the water will flow and excess water loss will not happen. Also same is the case with the air. It acts as air dam also and checks that the air should not enter the xylem. We know that the xylem forms a continuous band, right? So there should not be air spaces or air bubbles in them. So that is also checked by what? Endodermis. So what is it doing? It is basically a internal protective tissue, right? The next layer is pericycle. Now pericycle is basically an outer layer of vascular strands. It is found between the vascular strands and the endodermis. So it's found beneath the endodermis and above the vascular strands, right? Now this is parenchymatous in case of roots, but in case of stem, it can be parenchymatous as well as sclerenchymatous, right? Next is the pith. Now pith is, the name itself is because of the large region. The large region is generally called, large central region is generally given a common term pith. Same is the case in plants also. It is the central region, central large region of the stem and the root. It is usually parenchymatous, but it does not have chlorophyll in them. So what is doing? It is making the bulk of the stem or the root, right? Now the pith cells may also contain tannin and crystals in them. So storage also becomes the function of pith cells, right? So next is medullary rays. Now medullary rays are like rays. So they are like parenchymatous strips in between the vascular bundles. So if this is a vascular bundle in circle, then here is where you will find parenchymatous strips of medullary rays. Now what are the parenchymatous strips of medullary rays doing? As they are parenchymatous, food storage is one of the function. But the another major important function is it is helping in water transport from pith to the cortex, right? So along from the continuous channel, apart from the continuous channel of xylem and phloem, food and water is transported radially through the medullary rays from the pith to the cortex. Now the medullary rays are also meristematic, and when they are meristematic, they form the interfascicular cambium. So meristematic medullary rays will form interfascicular cambium, which will help in the secondary growth of the plant. If we see a transverse section of a stem or a root, we can see all these layers of the ground tissue. So just beneath the epidermis starts the ground tissue. The layer right beneath the epidermis is hypodermis, which is made up of collenchymatous and sclerenchymatous cells. Then is the parenchymatous, a little larger parenchymatous region, which is the cortex and helps in performing photosynthesis and also in food storage. Beneath the parenchymatous region of cortex is the endodermis. It is made up of barrel-shaped cells and it has Casparian strips in it. Now inside the epidermis, inside the endodermis, you can see a layer which forms outer layer of the vascular bundles. This is known as pericycle and it is also parenchymatous, right? Now this region in between the vascular bundles is where the parenchymatous strips of medullary rays are present, which help in food storage and also in radial conduction of water from the pith to the cortex, right? Thus, to summarize, we can say that the ground tissue forms the main bulk of the plant body. It forms the ground of the plant body. It is a tissue apart from the vascular and the epidermal tissue. It is made up of further few components. In case of leaf, the spongy mesophyll and the palisade mesophyll cells are the part of ground tissue. In case of monocots, hypodermis and ground parenchyma is the part of ground tissue. In case of dicot, stem and roots, hypodermis, cortex, pith, medullary rays and pericycle are the components of the ground tissue. All these components we will be individually discussing the sections of root, stem as well as the leaf, and we will be learning about them in a little detail. Till then, thank you very much.
TutorialsPoint.com. Simply easy learning.